we'll run this up close to 1,000 volts on one half of a turn from the back spike of this system, which is totally impossible by conventional technology. With that, I'll touch this and y'all can see it for yourself.
While the theories are sometimes tough to get your head around, Joe's hoping his demonstration of turning 120 volts into more than 1,000 volts should convince people that with his technology, 10 car batteries can provide the power needs of your average house. And according to Joe, it'll keep this up for years.
All right, what's that show?
2.3.
2.3?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2,300 volts on that one back spike. Now that's totally impossible by conventional technology. And the U.S. government has fought this because they don't want you, the people, to have it. Now I want you to tell everybody else that you know, they don't want you, the people, to have this technology. Now, I've given my life for y'all. I want y'all to spread the word of what you've seen.
Well, from what I've seen here today, it's everything he said, from what I could understand and what he was doing, makes sense. It definitely sounds good to me. If it's going to save me money, it's going to save everyone money.
I'm sick and tired of hearing things from uptight, short-sighted, narrow-minded hypocrites. All I want is the truth. Just give me some truth. I've had enough of reading things by neurotic, psychotic, pig-headed politicians. All I want is the truth. Just give me some truth. No short-haired, yellow-belly son, a tricky-dicky, gonna mother Hubbard soft soap me with just a pocket full of holes. Corporate holes, corporate Jones. I'm sick of death, I've seen things from tight-lipped, condescending mama's little chauvinists. All I want is the truth. Just give me some truth now. I've had enough of watching scenes of schizophrenic, egocentric, paranoia, prima donnas. All I want is the truth. Oh yeah, give me some truth. No short-haired, yellow-belly son of tricky dickies gonna mother Hubbard soft told me with just a pocket full of holes. Money for dough, money for hoes. Sick and tired of hearing things from uptight, short-sighted, narrow-minded hypocrites. All I want is the truth. Just give me some truth now. I've had enough of reading things by neurotic, psychotic, big-headed politicians. All I want is the truth. Just give me the truth. Oh, give me some truth. Just give me some truth, truth.
Well, Greg Palast is a U.S. reporter. He broadcasts, though, from Britain on the BBC, reports of very grave significance here in the United States, like the stolen election of 2000. His stories get on the get top billing on BBC at night, but they rarely appear in the United States. He talks about Enron, he talks about Argentina, he talks about the stolen election, and he talks about the Saudi oil-Bush connection. We continue with the conversation with Greg Palast.
And you have this odd situation in which the president says we have to bomb Iraq to smithereens because the Iraqis have supported or given comfort to terrorists, yet we're giving a political kiss on the lips to the Saudis when I'm being told by FBI agents, by CIA and top national security agencies officials that what they're concerned about is Saudi financing of terrorism and Saudi financing the worst, most berserker elements that are dangerous, and yet we can't look at those, they've been told. They have actually been told and ordered not to investigate the bin Laden family except for Osama bin Laden, and they were told before September 11th, do not investigate Saudi financing of terrorists. And the Bush family, of course, is tied in deeply to Saudi financial interests. The Bin Laden family had funded a corporation called Carlyle, which had both the father and son Bushes on its payroll. Daddy Bush, Poppy Bush as he calls himself, is still on the payroll. And it's the Saudis that made George W. a rich oil man, not by discovering oil, but by discovering Saudi money.
The Bin Laden family has deeply invested in Carlyle Group. In fact, September 11th, they were in Washington with the whole Carlyle Group meeting when the attacks happened on the World Trade Center. The Carlyle Group, vast multinational investment group,
one of our
11th
biggest,
largest military defense contractor.
Well, if you actually add in their United Technologies, of which they have a controlling interest, they are the biggest. And people don't even realize that our biggest contractor is the former president's firm. And so he's done pretty well when the war drums beat. Very concerned about that, but so are the FBI agents and CIA agents who are trying to actually track down terror as opposed to picking out new targets. They want to know who's behind this stuff, and they were told, do not look. And specifically, you'll see in my book, which is all about the reports you can't get in the United States. Remember, I led this at the top of the BBC News and the front page of the Guardian newspapers in Britain. So this has been out, and I put this out in the mainstream, but the wrong continent. I mean, Americans need to know who's attacked them, and it's not Afghanis. We know that the hijackers are mostly Saudis, and yet we weren't looking. They were told not to look. There was a 1996 meeting in which there was a discussion of Saudis were discussing how to fund the Al-Qaeda network. I knew about it. Obviously, CIA knew about it, but they were told once Bush got in, Clinton had said, go slow on that. Don't annoy the Saudis. And Bush said, don't get near my buddies, because the excuse is that if we annoy the Saudis, they are the source of our oil. We know these guys. They're our friends. They're our buddies. They're our partners. We can vouch for them. And, of course, they're the key to peace in the Middle East, and you see how peaceful it is. You attempt to get your articles, your investigations into the U.S. media as well as the BBC, where you work. You had an interesting case of being invited on CNN going up against the president of the World Bank. Yeah, one of the things I've done is I was able to get I'm an investigative reporter that kind of do the type of investigation that's virtually banned off U.S. networks these days. And I work from secret documents, from files that come to me, whistleblowers. You just don't see that anymore in the U.S. So I try to get that in. So I got a bunch of documents from inside the file cabinets of the World Bank, marked secret, confidential, eyes only. You'd think that the World Bank was an arm of the CIA the way they have so much security. And I was finally, since we last spoke, Amy, I finally got a breakthrough into U.S. mainstream media when CNN asked me to come on to respond to and speak with James Wolfenson. And he's the president of the World Bank. He was talking about, oh, gee, World Bank, we're so concerned with the poor of the world, and all these anti-globalization, green-haired freaks are just getting in our way. They don't understand us. So I wanted to confront him with documents from his own files, memos with his own signature, which he's never denied that they're authentic, but what they are is plans for Argentina, Ecuador, Venezuela, Tanzania, which are basically plans to take these economies apart and sell off their assets to private interests. Now, I just wanted to discuss how that was going to help poor people. In fact, even the plan for Argentina, it says under the heading to help the unemployed, it says the World Bank orders a reduction in unemployment benefits from $200 a month to $160 a month. And I wasn't quite sure how that led to helping the unemployed of Argentina. So I wanted to ask Wolfenson about his plans. And Wolfenson's response to CNN was, if Greg Palast is allowed on the network, I'm off, and I will even pull the interviews you already have taped. And CNN did the courageous thing and yanked me out of the studio. So this was I got close to telling the truth on the air. I've been trying to get on mainstream media. Look, I'm very mainstream. I'm the nightly news of BBC, and that's why I wrote the book, because it just seems like there's no other way to blast through and get the news into the USA. You have written extensively about a number of issues, and you find incredible documents. I wanted to go to, you mentioned Tanzania, and we're talking about the Bush family. Talk about a mining company there and what happened with your investigation. Well, actually, the book is called The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, based on one article it's new stuff in here, but it was based, the title's taken from an article I wrote that got me into deep doo-doo, as Poppy Bush would say, with the Poppy Bush family.